Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodeau, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number one. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number one grocery store
In Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very much. And I love having those people on who are in academia because it kind of reminds me that we all need to keep learning. The other thing that very often we can learn is that not only can we keep learning, but we can keep growing, especially when it comes to some awards. Very excited to have with us from Fletcher, Ms. Jody Duhay. Thanks for joining us today.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
All right. And Jody is the Associate Vice Chancellor for Academics and Effectiveness.
Yes.
Which I love that title, by the way, right? Because you're going to do anything, be effective with it,
That's
right?
right.
I like that. Sitting next to her, Dr. Trey Clark. Dr. Clark, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Of course, Director of Enrollment, Admissions, and Financial Aid. Very important roles. So, Jody, let's start with you. Just a little bit of a synopsis overview of how you got to Fletcher and how much you love it.
Yeah, so I've been with Fletcher for almost 17 years.
That's right.
I started as a library specialist.
Right.
Got my MLIS from LSU, and I became the director of the library, director of academic support, and
Right.
then now I'm the Associate Vice Chancellor for Academics and Effectiveness. So Fletcher's really given me an opportunity to grow in my career.
Yeah.
And I love being at Fletcher. I love the work we're doing. I love how we've impacted the community, and it's just a good place.
Man, you do something for 17 years that says you really like
right.
it,
Yeah.
right? I like that. I like that. Dr. Trey, how about you?
Yeah, so I've been at Fletcher since 2018.
Okay.
And I started out as the assistant registrar, working with student records, graduation, transcripts, and things like that. In 2020, I became assistant director of enrollment and kind of started dipping my toes in the admissions and financial aid world. Really fell in love with it. Had the opportunity to move up to the director role. And I've been doing this for a little over a year as director and just kind of seeing students through the recruitment, admissions, financial aid areas of going to school.
Yeah.
It's an extremely rewarding job being able to help students who maybe walked into the college for the first time.
Yeah.
Looking to change their lives, change trajectory,
Right.
and being able to get them set up with funding and see them through all the way to graduation. It's really fulfilling.
Yeah, you find a way to get people in that maybe couldn't get in, and you find a way to help them be effective.
That's right.
All right, very good. I like what a tandem, right? What a double team approach. So let's talk a little bit about this Bellwether Award. Let's talk early on. Why is it that would you even want to get involved, and tell us about the process?
Yeah, so the process for the Bellwether Award, you are invited to submit a program that is easily replicable, and they're looking for programs that are that have created specific outcomes for community colleges. It's community colleges across the nation that are invited to submit, and then they're narrowed down to 10 finalists, and those 10 finalists go and compete at the actual event.
So you go to an event and do this, but there's 80 different applicants.
Yes, there were 80
Right.
applicants in this cohort this time.
Okay. And so just trying to be able to figure out, what it is as they look at what the options are to be able to get this. I mean, there's a whole lot more schools than that.
Yeah, sure.
Right. But 80 apply because they feel like they have a program that's worthy of being able to get this accolade, if you will,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, there's 3 categories that you
Okay.
can compete in. So there's instructional programs, workforce development, and then planning, governance, and finance. And that's the one we competed in, the category, the planning, governance, and finance. And there's several steps in this process to
Walk us through that if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. So the very first step is to submit a digital binder, and that is really basically a report about your program.
Right.
And we discussed our strategies, our outcomes, and how we can show the other colleges that they can replicate this program.
Right. Gotcha. Replication being the key thing, right? Let's not
Sure.
reinvent the wheel. Let's prove something to show to other people that, hey, they did it like this. We could do that too.
Right.
A footprint, if you will.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, for sure. And then the second part is when you actually get to the event.
Right.
The first day is a showcase. So you have a table set up. You're talking to judges. You're talking to
This
other
is
colleges.
sitting down being Vanna White. Here's
Yes.
our program.
Yes.
These are the letters that we have used for our program. Yeah, I didn't mean to
Almost
be
like
pedantic about that.
like a social studies fair, if you will.
Right. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
and
at
so-
this highest level, right?
Yeah, at the highest level. And it's funny because the people who are coming to your table, they may or may not be judges. You don't know.
Okay,
So all the
right.
judges are anonymous. So you showcase your program, and then the next day is the event where you present your program to
Gotcha.
to the audience and to a panel of judges.
Gotcha. Were both of y'all involved? I mean, you were
Yes.
able to both there. What was the experience like for you, Dr. Trey?
It was really an incredible experience
Okay.
to be able to go. Our administration really put in the groundwork to creating our scorecard, which is what we presented on. And each week they invite somebody from mid-level at the college to sit in on their planning huddles. And I had that opportunity once, and it was really great to see how the work that I do at the mid-level translates up and down and all across the college. And so to be able to go and present about this at a national conference was really something I'll never forget.
You just mentioned one word that sticks out to me, which is value. We look at what we do, and I think all of us kind of, from an effectiveness standpoint, are trying to figure out if, in fact, we are effective in our role or in our job. This particular program got a chance to show value on the front end and literally walk us to effectiveness to the point that people nationally and around the country have been able to say, you guys did this, you did it well. I want people to stick around. I'd like you guys to stick around because now I want to talk a little bit about how you became not only in the top 10, but got this award. So we're going to take a short break and come back and do that. That's all right with you
Yes,
guys.
perfect.
All right, guys, we're going to take a short break. Do that with us. We'll be right back, right here from those with Fletcher who won the Bellwether Award. Don't go anywhere.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. Very glad to have our friends and colleagues from Fletcher back with us, Jody and Dr. Trey. We were talking a little bit about this award, and I want to talk about the award and that you've won it, but Dr. Trey, tell us a little bit about maybe why you believe y'all won this award.
Yeah, absolutely. So the program that we presented on was our scorecard.
Okay.
Now, our scorecard was a way for us to put down on paper what we're working towards in our strategic plan.
Oh, okay.
So what we found was as we get to the end of each year, we would look back at our goals, and some goals we met. And the question was, okay, what did we do that helped us get here?
Okay.
And then the goals that weren't met, again, what could we have done differently? And there was some gray area. And so we took that strategic plan, put it on a scorecard with some color-coded indicators. Red, needs additional work. Yellow, we're on track. Green, goal has been met. And so we created this scorecard, and it essentially became our playbook for how we do business. So we took the scorecard and the playbook, right, sports terms, and we went all out. We ordered Fletcher football jerseys. We had, the eye black, the stickers, the pom-poms, all those things. And we really went for this football theme. And when we went to the competition, we just talked about how this playbook allowed us to really increase all areas of the college that we were looking to increase. So since implementing the scorecard, we have seen a 51% increase in our enrollment.
Wow.
We've seen our retention rates jump from 65% to 70%. And we've seen a 105% increase in the credentials that we've been able to award students. And so we know that this is an effective scorecard.
Right.
We know that the work that we're doing is impacting our students and our community.
Right.
And we thought that we needed to go and show others how we did it.
Wow. So you did a grading system, if you will, and you developed a program that said, this is the grade we got, and this is our color system for how we're going to get better. I love both sides of that, right? Not just, hey, 165 to 7%, not just 51%, not just 105%, but how do we get better? How do we look at each aspect and keep getting better? Right?
Absolutely.
Isn't that cool?
Continuous improvement is always the goal.
Okay, gotcha. Very good. All right, now I want to talk a little bit about moving from Monday, and there's 80 applicants, and thank you for coming. It's a national event, to you're in the top 10. Tell me how excited you were to find out you were in the top 10.
We were super excited to find out we were in top 10.
Right.
And you know, the morning of the awards ceremony, we huddled as we do.
Nice. Great plug for the
And
program.
you know, and our chancellor's very empowering, and she's incredible. And you know, she said, no matter what, we've already won. We're here, we've won.
Right.
No matter what the outcome.
Right.
And so we went to the ceremony and waited.
Yeah, you went from the proverbial, this feels like a win, to literally, we've won.
Yes.
Tell me what it was like when you found out that y'all won.
So
Both of you.
it's you're in this big room with really the best of the best. I
Yeah.
mean, these community
about colleagues,
college
huh?
have come and they have
brought it, right?
Yes. And you know, it's so incredible because you as a participant, you get to go to some of these other sessions and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's just incredible, the work that's being done across the country
Mm-hmm.
in community colleges. And when they announced that we won, we all just lost our minds. We were so excited.
Tears of joy.
For sure, tears of joy.
Right.
We probably were the most spirited group that was there. We wore our jerseys every day. We did cheers. I mean, you know, they did not forget. They knew who we were when we walked in the room.
Right.
So
Yeah. They weren't forgetting Fletcher.
that's
at
right.
all.
We're not forgetting Fletcher. And
Right.
it was just such an incredible experience to be able to take home the trophy.
Yeah. Dr. Clark, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. The anticipation of the awards ceremony. So we arrived at around 8:30, had breakfast, and there was a keynote speaker and some music, and some smaller awards were announced at the beginning, and then it was just a waiting game. And we, you know, had that huddle and that conversation. No matter what, we're winners. And funny enough, the award for planning, governance, and finance was the last award announced.
Of course. It's the best,
At the very
best
end.
of the best, right?
And so I think it was the perfect way to end the conference. It was the perfect way to end, you know, this journey that we've been on, getting ready for this opportunity. And I've just always been proud to work at Fletcher.
Yeah.
And this just continues to show that we are doing great things. And I can wear my Fletcher clothes with pride.
Right.
And, you know, just continue to make a difference and make changes in our community.
I love it. Jay, show that award. Want to make sure people know what has happened here in Fletcher. This 2-day conference has resulted in the Bellwether College Consortium, the 2025 Bellwether Award winner for the National Council of State Directors of Community College. Very, very exciting to win this award. It talks about how dedicated Fletcher is to not only the community, but dedicated to every student that wants to come through. And you guys find a way to get them in. You find a way to make sure that they have a place at Fletcher if they want it. And that's just really cool.
Yeah, and I think one of the things we mentioned in our presentation is that, you know, when a Super Bowl team wins the Super Bowl,
right,
everybody gets a ring. So the coaches, the players, the front office staff, the doctors, the team trainers, everybody gets that ring. And I think it's important that we were able to bring this back because everybody in our community, our students, I mean, we're not here without our students, and everybody's getting that ring. So we're just so proud of that.
Well, again, congratulations to the entire Fletcher team, all of those people that received the award and reward for being at Fletcher and for what y'all have done with your effectiveness. Jody, thanks for coming on. Dr.
you.
Trey, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Congratulations. Please let everyone know that we're very proud of Fletcher and what y'all do in our community as our community college. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment and this Bayou Time, but don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming right here on HTV.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.